It is 7:43 on Friday morning, the 12th. Yeah. And the adventure begins. Let's see if I get home on time. The way I've calculated it, I should have a good opportunity. I don't know. Maybe that's too wishful thinking. I've been to this shingle supplier before, and they loaded me quickly. So if I don't eat up all my 14-hour clock sitting there waiting to be loaded, there is a good chance I'll be home tonight, Friday, and then get to leave on Monday to deliver this load near my home. We shall see what happens. It's 3:14 on the 12th. It's Friday. I have 5 hours and 53 minutes, and well, this might be some good info. Load securement policy. That shows somebody had a question about what our straps and chains cover, and they were talking about working load limits, which they were accurate on their working load limit, but as far as securement, that's part of our policy. But that just gives a rundown of our chains and the straps, so I mean it kind of spells it out for us as Maverick drivers, which is good. Let's see. I have, after I get done with in another 10 minutes, I'll have 6 hours and 33 minutes left to drive my 5 hours and 53 minutes. So I'll have, a little over half an hour of leeway to make it home, which is good, because I like getting home on Fridays. Woo! It'll probably be, I'll pull through. It'll probably be 8 or 9 o'clock by the time I get home. Pulls all the way through and then backs in. I don't know. Van drivers, they always got to back. Can't just pull through. I've got a load of shingles that is covered with tarps. So that was easy to do. I got a trip chain on the front and back, and but it's only about 38,000 pounds, because usually I have another like 2 more pallets on the back to make my load a little bit heavier. But it's funny too. We had specific instructions to put our rubber coil pads down and metal edge protectors, and not use cardboard. So that's what I did. I've only got so many coil pads though. I don't have enough coil pads for each edge of each, because this one has 1 coil pad on this one pallet, and it covers the 2 straps that are on the back. These 2, plus the trip chain. And then the rest of the pallets, they all have 1 strap, but it still needs your metal edge protector and your coil pad. Well, when you've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 edges that you need to put coil pads on, you would need 14 coil pads in order to accomplish that. And they don't give us 14 coil pads, so I had to make do without, improvise, because that's what I'm all about. So it's secured. Doing my load checks. The tarp's staying tight, but yeah, I don't know. That's about it for today. The main concern is getting home. In that content I just showed you was something they just sent out today for securement information. I'll have to read through the whole thing. But it was interesting that it covered I'm glad it covered on the front page what Maverick directs us as far as what our securements, the weights that they could secure up to. Because I know there have been some questions about that. And it was good to see something on paper, because digging through the FM CSR is not a lot of fun. I used to have to memorize regulations when I flew in the Air Force, because I was certified on 4 different aircraft, and all the stuff you have to know all the emergency procedures and everything on the back of those planes, and including patient securement. And there's so much information to know, you ended up memorizing most of it. And that FMCSR, I mean, that was written by lawyers for lawyers. It wasn't written by truckers for truckers. It was written by lawyers for other lawyers and DOT officials. Another good question: how do you prepare for a DOT stop inspection? How I prepare is I avoid them. I try not to rise suspicion. I secure so it looks pretty, and they don't think I'm doing anything wrong. My satellite radio's been giving me some issues. It's working okay right now, but I've got a new antenna and mount, because this is just the this thing that comes out of it is the magnetic antenna that came with the kit, and I've got it securely mounted, you know, but it's been giving me issues as far as not coming in, or I should say it just cuts out completely and there's nothing for hours on end. And that happened to me the other day. I think I caught it on film, or complained about it anyway. Take my wallet out, because that saves on the good old butt cheek. That's another tip for you future drivers. Take your wallet out of the back pocket. It's a little bit more comfortable. You'll realize you'll have more feeling back there. Our seats are air ride suspensions on the seat itself, so I can, or I can adjust my seat, like my trailer automatically adjusts itself when weight is put on it. And also our trucks, the Cascadias, have an air ride. The entire suspension is air ride. There's airbags on every, even on the fronts, which is kind of rare. You know, some companies, they just have springs on their front, but the whole thing is air suspension. It's really comfortable. It's quiet, and it does the job. So that's it. What do you want? Go make some breakfast or some dinner, or whenever you're watching this. I'm kind of amazed. I'm grateful and amazed at how many subscribers I have to this channel, because my initial intention for this was to basically just give people an idea, a clue as to what happens when you go through Maverick training and orientation. And then it developed into showing people what it's like to drive for Maverick transportation. And it's kind of developed even more than that as time has gone on. So I'm grateful for everybody's kind words of support, and also I'm about to hit 2,000 subscribers, and to me that's, my kids they go, "Dad, how do you do that?" And I'm like, well, I guess you talk about something nobody else talks about, because there was nothing on Maverick by other drivers out there that I was able to find. And that was my initial incentive, because I was going into the experience having no clue and being worried and, overthinking things and being worried for nothing, really, is what it turned out to be. It's a very fine process that they put together to educate and prepare their drivers for driving. So, but anyway, I put the videos together just so people can see what happens every day, so they know what to expect. Let's see. Oh, I've got a new status. I've got my 30-minute break is done. This is to alert me that I got new media manager content. I haven't cleared it yet, and I've got 6 hours and 33 minutes to do my... Well, actually, I got more than that. It's 5 hours and 53 minutes, but I've really got 6 hours and 42 minutes. But in order to do that, it allows me to take about, 10 minutes, 9 minutes worth of breaks in order to fully and still enable me to use the full 6 hours and 33 minutes. So anyway, I'll click on this. See? New medium flatbed securement manual. I've had, they have videos, but this is the first manual, so that's awesome. So I'm going to go through that. Not today, because I'm trying to get home.